Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another episode of Future's Edge. I have been so busy between episodes, you don't even know. We'll cover it. Also, there may have been an episode that I recorded, but because I'm an idiot, I didn't do it properly, and that episode is lost forever. So, there's been a lot of progress since the last time we left off. I finished up the mob farm. It all works. It looks relatively okay. And realistically, we're not going to be, we only needed this to kind of get up to level 30 enchants. We're not going to really be using it too much from here on out. Now that we've got that, I have spent a lot of time mining. You can see I've got some backpacks from forestry to help with the mining process. And I have 2 diamond picks, and you could just look at the durability. I've been doing a lot of mining. I also revamped my storage system. So now we've got all these storage drawers. And a drawer controller, so when I have things that I need to put in there, like all this stuff, for example, I can just right-click the drawer controller and it all goes into the proper spot. So that's pretty good. We have a ton of coal. We've got a ton of iron, 30 stacks of iron. We have 17, almost 18 stacks of copper, lots of coal, all sorts of stuff. So that's going pretty well. And I think we're ready to kind of move on. Now, we do have a lot of quests that we can complete. So let's go ahead and knock those out real quick. We've got just this one's still weird. It's complete, but it says it isn't. I don't know. Either way, we're going to go ahead and complete a whole bunch of these. So, maybe I should do the honeycomb. Hold on. Let's look at an apiarist backpack real quick. Apiarists. What's the recipe for that? I need an apiarist chest. I need 5 honeycomb to make that. I might be better off doing the 10 honeycomb, because those I will need to get into bees. Let's also look at the bee smoker. The forestry bee stuff. I've never really dealt with that. So this, I feel like this is going to be the mod pack that I finally get into bees, is kind of what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and let's do the honeycomb as a reward. And then we have some of these other things too. We can claim different stuff, proven frames, forest princess. What do proven frames take? Place forestry frames in apiary to improve. Looks like the only way to get them is by trading. I think that's probably what I should do. Let's do that. And let's do the same over here. And we'll claim all of those. And then I'm not getting into bees right this very moment. So for now, we're just going to throw those into our bee chest. We also have some hearts and stuff, which we'll be able to make use of it momentarily. Storage-wise, we got the drawer controller completed. I'm thinking we'll go with the emeralds, because I use those to make upgrades for the storage things themselves. These, let's see. I think that's everything that I can claim right now. Except for this one. I'll let you guys read this if you want. You can go ahead and pause the video. But I'm going to go ahead and complete that quest. And I think we'll hold off on the other ones. I don't think that actually opens up any new quests, but we'll let that go. All right, so let's talk a little bit about it's nighttime. Let's sleep a little bit. Let's talk about long-term plans for the series. So I want to run the majority of my power off of immersive engineering water wheels. And each one of those is going to take a kinetic dynamo and 3 water wheels. Generates about 60 RF per tick. Passive power gen. Doesn't need any fuel or anything like that. It just generates power. And they're not unbelievably expensive. But I did the maths, and if my maths are correct, it's going to take 16 of these kinetic dynamos to get us up to 1,000 RF per tick. If we get 16 of them, we should have 1,000 RF per tick. which means I'm going to need a lot. Now, each of those kinetic dynamos ends up taking a lot of copper because of these copper coils here. You need these low voltage wire coils. Those each require 4 copper wires. It ends up translating to a full stack of copper ingots to make a single kinetic dynamo. And that's just insane. Like, I have 17 stacks of copper, but there's a better way. There's a much better way. And that we will find here in the Engineer's Manual, which is basically like the guidebook from immersive engineering. So let's take a look at this. We can make one of these metal press things. It's a little, the book's a little funky. Like, I don't know. It's supposed to have like animations. Maybe it's the version of the mod or something. I may update the mod to the most recent version to try and fix some of these, but I keep getting this OpenGL Stack Overflow error whenever I look at it. Either way, the metal press will basically allow us to make a lot of these things much, much more easily. So, for example, these wires, metal press, 1 ingot makes 2 of them. Without it, it takes 2 ingots to make 1 of them, which means I can ultimately make a kinetic dynamo for 1/4 of a stack of copper instead of a full stack of copper. And that is a huge, huge difference. That means with the amount of copper I have right now, I could make a stack of kinetic dynamos, which would end up being 4,000 RF per tick. And that's insane. Like, there's not really that much stuff in this mod pack that's going to use obscene amounts of power. There are, with the exception of maybe the RF Tools Builder, which is essentially a quarry, if you configure it properly. So that will be all the RF that we need and then some. But we need to set up this, we need to set this guy up first. So we're going to need a couple things. We are going to need to go to Immersive Engineering, and I'm going to need one of these redstone engineering blocks. So let's just grab, let's see, what do we need for this? Copper, iron. Okay, easy enough. We'll make 2 of those. And then we're going to need, I think it is steel scaffolding. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. And steel scaffolding, steel ingot, steel rods. So let's make, do I have any steel rods? No, I have iron rods. Okay. So I'm going to need 3 of those. And there we go. There's the steel scaffolding. And then last, I'll need a conveyor belt. And we'll just grab some of this and go, bam, conveyor belt. Oop. And then to put it all together, we're just going to need an engineer's hammer. So I think for the moment, looks like this stuff is all done. For the moment, I love this. I love the drawer controller so much. Temporarily, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of all of these guys, okay? Because I don't think we're going to need them right this very minute. And we'll run these as needed in a little bit. But let's go ahead and set this guy up. So here, and here, with a conveyor belt like that. And then we right-click it or something. Maybe not. Maybe this thing is messed up. Okay, let me see if I can get this figured out, guys. I'll be back with you in a minute. Alright, guys, I am back. I have it figured out. The book is apparently bugged. So, even though the book says this is what you need to do to make it, yeah, there's a lot more to it than that. So, it also needs a piston here, facing up like that, and another conveyor belt going out this way, and then on top of this guy goes a heavy machinery block. That's a little tough to make. We need 2 machine chassis. We need 2 of these steel mechanical components, a couple steel rods, and then a tier 3 microchip, which is also a little bit difficult, but I think we can do it. We're gonna need some sugar cane, though, and I don't know. We don't have much, but I think this will be enough. I should probably check. I do have some paper in here. Wish I'd checked that first. That's all right. So let's start with the microchip, since I think that's probably going to be the hardest thing to make. So gold nuggets, redstone, iron nuggets. Okay. Gold nuggets. Grab a couple of these, turn them into iron nuggets. And let's go and do... Oh, and I need redstone. Ah! Alright. So, gold nuggets. There we go. That makes these transistors. And then we use the transistors to make the microchip tier 1s. Then we use the microchip tier 1s to make the microchip tier 2s, but we need lapis and quartz. So, there we go. And then that should basically give us what we need. We just need a couple redstone comparators. I need more redstone torches, but that's okay. Yeah, I think we got this. We'll be all right. Grab some smooth stone. Is it getting sleepy? Yep, it's getting to be sleep time in just a second here. I want 2 of those, and then we need a diamond and some glowstone. And there we go. 2 tier 3 microchips. That's awesome. That is amazingly awesome. And that's basically the hard part of the recipe. Let's just sleep right here. We're going to move our bed into this room. That other room is going to end up being kind of our little technical workshop, at least for the moment. So now that we have that part, the rest of this is basically just steel. I have 1 double layer capacitor, but what I need is 2 basic ones. Let me finish getting this guy all crafted up, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. And there it is, the heavy engineering block, which actually, interestingly enough, completes a quest for us. So that's also super useful. But then, there we go. Look at that. We now have a press. It's a thing. This is amazing and super awesome and incredibly useful. And we'll get into exactly why it's amazingly useful in just a second. But first, I'm going to put a chest here and a chest here. And I just want to see... We're going to have to do a little bit of science in this episode, I think. Let's put all this stuff over here, and then we need to run an energy conduit to this guy as well. Where's the energy? Does it hook up to the top, I assume? Yeah. Okay, so that thing has the power that it needs. And then I can't remember if it needs a redstone signal or not. So let's make... Oh, I have a stick. Awesome. Let's just make a lever and put a lever on it right there. And that'll turn it on or off. Okay, so that's good to go. Now, I want to make... We need to make some of these presses. And let's see how we do this exactly. We need steel plates. So I think the first one to make is probably this guy. I think that's probably the most sensible one, because then we can use that to get our other plates faster. So let's go like so. And then we'll make one out of iron. I don't know why I grabbed 4 iron ingots, but whatever. That should do. We put this guy here. And there we go. We have the metal press mold for plates. And I can put that guy here. And then I think if I toss those in... Okay, they're not being automatically pulled out. We need to figure out how to do that. Well, let's try this. Let's just toss those on. That presses. Okay, so that works. I can shoot, I can, like, toss them on with Q. And that's one of the coolest looking things ever, by the way. I don't know why we don't have a sound for it, though. It's supposed to have, like, some super cool sound as well. But that's not happening. Either way, we've got our thing that we need. So now, let's put all of this stuff back. Let's grab 2 copper ingots. Oh, actually, why are we grabbing copper ingots when we have this? We can do that instead. And then I'll grab our wire cutters here. And we can do one of those. And then we can make a mold for wire instead. And I think we can just swap them out. Yeah, we could just right-click like that and swap them out. And then if I take copper and we toss that on, that'll just make us the copper wires we need. Which is also super cool. I love it. What other molds do we have? We got bullet casings, which I'm not going to need for a while. We do have rods. That presumably would also be a good idea. In fact, let's grab 4 of these guys. Oh, no. Ah! Don't. That was stupid of me. That was so dumb of me. I don't need the wires. I need it to be the presses. Either way, this will give us 4 steel plates, right? There we go. And then we can use those to make one for rods as well. So then all these things that previously cost us a lot more resources, we should be able to make now for a lot less. And I just want to test. If we grab a steel ingot here, toss that guy on, is that going to give us a steel rod, I'm assuming? Yeah, 2 of them, in fact. Oh, that is going to save us so many resources. That's fantastic. Okay, so that was a very worthwhile investment, I think. For sure. So now, I also noticed that there was a quest for that. So let's complete this. That'll give us a block of steel, which would be 18 steel ingots, or 2 more heavy engineering blocks. I think I'm definitely going to go with the heavy engineering blocks, because I'm sure we will need them for other things, and other machines, and all that kind of stuff. And it also gives us an extra life, so we're up to 18 lives now, which is also pretty cool. So, now, next step, we've got that done. I need to figure out how to automate this. Because this whole not being automated thing, that's not doing it for me. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tear this thing down and move it to a different location. And by that, I mean, like, just within the room. I think we'll probably set it up here instead. We'll put our conveyor belts like so. Piston right there. Heavy engineering block on top. And then shift. What? Why do I have a second piston? That seems like a dupe. There we go. Whatever. That was a little weird. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably going to switch over to a later version of immersive engineering. Hopefully see if that will fix some of these bugs for me. I'd also really like to rotate. Oh, I guess that doesn't rotate it. Whatever. It's fine. Okay. So then we'll put a chest right here. And I should probably put some sort of a something for that to sit on top of, just so it doesn't look really derpy. So let's just maybe grab like a treated wood plank and put that there. And then we got to figure out how we're going to do this. And I seem to remember that conveyor belts can pull stuff out of chests. So if we do this, and we put it... Oh, actually, just kidding. You need to go here instead. And we put that there. Will this do what I need it to do? No. Okay. So, what do we have? Here's conveyor belts, dropping, vertical, splitting. There's gotta be some sort of an item extractor. Item router, maybe? Let me look into this a bit, guys. I'll be back with you in just a minute. Alright, guys, I am back, and actually, this was a lot easier than I thought. I could just hopper directly into it. Put down a hopper, face it into the conveyor belt right here, put a chest on top, and it will spit out all the things, and basically output them at exactly the amount of time needed. I think I can also shut this off, right? Yeah. So that is, without a doubt, the easiest way to do like a little semi-automated hopper type deal. And that will allow us to make, actually let's do that. That'll allow us to make a ton of these copper wires that I'm going to need to make a bunch of kinetic dynamos, to make a bunch of water wheels, to basically give us all the power and rule the world. That's basically the plan, rule the world. Also, I do not want to live here. My wife has died. My child has died. There's nothing left for me here, except for William. William the villager. But he's fully grown now. He's a grown man. I'm gonna leave the house to him and go on my way. That's the plan. Or something. I don't know. We're gonna have to consider some other things, though. For example, we have a lot of stuff. And there is modular storage, which might be a viable option for moving a lot of this stuff. Certainly for moving a lot of these things in chests. And we've got our storage drawers. But the storage drawers are not going to be very easy to move either, just because there's so many stacks of things. I think our best bet is probably going to be modular storage. And then we can just make a bunch of these cards. How much quartz do we have? We've got, let's see, 7 stacks? Yeah, that would be plenty. How are we doing for gold? 6 stacks. Yeah, I think we could do that. So we're going to have to move off into a new area where I can set up these water wheels. But I think what I want to do before I do that is I want to actually get all the water wheels crafted up, get them all going, doing their thing. We're going to need a massive amount of these copper wires. So previously we said that 1 stack would make 1 dynamo. Now it is 1 stack will make 4 dynamos, but I'm still going to need 16 of these kinetic dynamos. So we're going to need to process essentially another almost 3 stacks of this. That should be the proper amount, I think. If I've done my math correctly, that should be the exact amount that we need right there, copper ingot-wise. But it's going to take me a long time to process that, make all of those. I'm also going to have to make a whole bunch of the windmills, and I did the math for that, too. I believe it was something like 1 stack of treated wood. Excuse me. Oh, man. Sorry about that, guys. It's like 3 in the morning right now while I'm recording this. 1 stack of treated wood, I believe, makes 1 water wheel or something? Let's see. Yeah, because it's four treated wood. No. I can't math. 5 treated wood per water wheel segment. So then 5 times 8 is 40. So 40 wood planks will make me 1 water wheel. And I also need to find a way to automate the production of that, or at least make it easier, because right now what I have to do is basically take the planks with a bucket of creosote, put it in the thing, do it manually, and it's a massive, massive pain. So another option, I think there's some sort of like crafting thing from forestry, and then there's also the crafter from Ender.io. Ooh, portable crafting bench. That's actually something I should make right now, before I forget, because that would be a super useful thing to have around. Bam. Portable crafting bench. Fantastic. Look at that. That's super cool. Didn't even realize that was a thing. But anyway, I thought there was some sort of an item from forestry that was like a crafting station or something like that, but it's not showing up here. And I know there's the crafter from Ender.io. Let me look through the mods and stuff, see if I can find the block that I'm thinking of, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Aha! I see it. It's the work table. That's what I'm thinking of. I knew it had... I couldn't remember the name of it. I thought it was like crafting something, but I guess not. But this is what we need, the work table. So we're going to need a book. We're going to need... Let's just grab... Oh, wow. I'm almost out of dark oak planks. That's okay. I've got tons of dark oak wood because there's a dark oak forest, like right next to us. And actually, I need a crafting bench. And there we go. That's the work table. Now, this thing essentially will allow us to store recipes, I believe. And it will just make our job a bit easier. So let's take a look at this guy. It says, okay, do the thing. So if I grab, say we grab like a couple of buckets. Oh, I've got a bucket right here. All right. So say I make 2 buckets and we fill those up with creosote oil, right? And we're going to say, hey, I want you to make treated wood planks. It'll just make it a bit faster. Now, the downside is I still need to fill up those buckets, but it's a lot faster than going back and forth, filling up the buckets, coming over here, finding the recipe, clicking it that way. It'll save me some time. It's not amazing, but it's something. Now, what I'm curious is if I take this and I put it here and say push to this, it doesn't look like it can... Oh, although I also don't have any more planks in there. Let's try making more dark oak planks. No, doesn't look like it's smart enough to say you've got creosote right here, you dummy. So that's fine. So I guess the method we'll have to go with for now is basically like this. And I don't want to use a ton of... I don't want to make like a massive quantity of buckets. You know what I mean? That seems like kind of a waste. But we can do like 3 or 4 at a time. I'll probably do that. I'll probably make 1 more bucket. And then that'll give us 4 buckets altogether. That would be half a stack of planks every time we use it. That's going to be a lot faster than it was before. And it should allow me to kind of get all this treated wood made. We're going to need a massive amount of treated wood. If we're talking 40 planks per water wheel, and I'm going to have 16 water wheels, that means 16 kinetic dynamos, that means I need 48 water wheels. but we already have one, so realistically I'm going to need 45 new water wheels. Multiply that by 40 planks, you get the idea. It's going to be a lot. But guys, I think I am out of time for this episode. We got a lot done today. We are really kind of... This is going to be an amazing resource saver. Like, this guy right here is going to save me so many resources, and it's going to be so important. Also, we do have one more quest somewhere. I don't know where... Oh, actually, we can complete this too. Didn't even realize that was there. I'll figure out... Microchip. I'll look at this stuff and figure out which quest we want to go with. Where was the one for the... better crafting table. Here we go. Mining backpack, enchanted book, mining backpack. Thank you. I was thinking of making another one of those anyway. But anyway, guys, I'm out of time for this one. My friends, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it. It really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.